Hello, today I'm going to talk about how to use the rack and pinion relation on a little toy car that I made, or toy bike actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my assembly of my bike. And again, I brought it in as assembly, so just pay attention to where I'm grabbing that part from. I highly suggest making the toy vehicle or whatever it is in a separate file as a separate assembly, and then bringing it into wherever you're going to attach it to for your track. You can do it all together, but it might get a little more complicated getting it to constrain correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the slider mate, and I'm going to grab the back of the bike, and I'm going to grab the bottom center mate connector, and then I'm going to grab this back surface that's parallel with it, and I'm going to grab the top center connector. And you'll notice it brings the body down straight onto the track, which the wheels will come with it once I click OK. But for now, I know I want to offset it because obviously we don't want the wheels going through the track. Previously, I already did the math, but I'm going to offset it up, and you may have to figure out, depending on the size of the wheels you have on whatever you're working with, 0.1875, and that should, yep, raise it up in the air. I'm going to hit my check mark. So now I've got it, tires looking like they are sitting on the track. Okay, and I already did add constraints to this, which it'll demonstrate once we had the rack and pinion. But on the assembly for the actual motorbike, I added a revolute constraint between the wheels and the body, both sets. And then I did a gear relation between each revolute constraint, so that way when one wheel turns, the other one turns at the same revolutions. So now we're going to add our rack and pinion. Okay, and I'm going to select my slider constraint, and then I'm going to go into where I brought in my assembly, and you'll see this little, it's called a caret, and we'll bring that down. We'll bring down our mate features, and we're going to grab one of our revolutes. It honestly doesn't matter which one, since the gear guarantees that both wheels will be driven. So I'm just going to grab revolute 1. Distance per revolution, you will have to figure out the circumference of one of your wheels, which I already went ahead and did that. So I'm just going to type that in. And then you may have to reverse direction. We'll leave it as is and see if we need to. Yeah, so when I move it forward, my wheels are moving backwards. So I'm going to go back in there, and I'm just going to click reverse direction. And then I'll try it again. There we go. So now it gives the illusion that it looks like it's driving on the track. Okay, and that's the basics for rack and pinion, and I'll show you on an animation. So if I right click on my slider and go to animate, and I actually know some of these settings from previously trying, so I'm going to offset it a little bit. You may have to play with some of these settings to get it to work correctly, and obviously it's going to depend on the size of the wheel, the length of your track, and all that type of stuff. And this should play normally. So there it is driving forward, and I have it set to reciprocate, so it will go back and forth and look like it's almost going to drive off when it goes backwards. But and there's our piece from top. So that's how you use the rack and pinion option on Onshape, and I hope this was helpful.